First thing I'd like to show you is how to set up the external mode in Simulink. This will allow us to do things dynamically and take readings from sensors dynamically too. And that opens up a whole range of possibilities when it comes to designing functions for our Mini-Q robot. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is go to this tab that says Normal. You want to click it. You want to select External. And then you want your simulation to run for more than 10 seconds. So you're going to want to go ahead and type in INF, which stands for an infinite time frame. That's for your simulation to run. When you don't want it to run, you're going to press the stop button. And that can be found up here. In order to download code onto our Mini-Q robot, to deploy code onto the Mini-Q robot, you're going to want to go ahead and configure Simulink for it by going to Tools up here, Run on Target Hardware, Prepare to Run. You select that. It's going to initialize for a bit, and this is the screen you're going to see. Gray will be hardware implementation right here on the left, and select Hardware Board, the Arduino Leonardo. This is eventually going to complete. Then you're going to want to go ahead and make sure that for host board connection it says automatically for setting the host COM port. If you are working with a PC though, it's likely that sometimes you'll have to enter in the actual COM port name, and you want to switch this to manually in that case, but in my case automatically. So I'm going to say OK. And I'm going to jump back to this screen, and it's time to actually build a model. To do that, I'm going to select the Simulink library browser. I'm going to go to commonly used blocks, drag in a constant block. It's going to appear there. And you're also going to want a display block. Connect the two by an arrow. At this point, you can press the play button. It's important that your Mini-Q robot is actually attached to your computer, because we have set it to execute on some type of hardware, even though this will just be a simulation within the screen. Then press the play button at the top, and we can just wait for a little bit as it builds the model and then loads it up. The interesting thing, fun thing in fact, will be that we can change the value in the constant block, and then this change will be reflected immediately within the display block. So this is a whole dynamic process, and it opens up a range of possibilities for us when we begin relating it to developing code for our Mini-Q robot. So this is what you'll see when your code is deployed to your hardware. You get a little generation report. I say OK, and here we have our model running. So you'll see that it has 1 in the display right now. I'm going to double click into the constant value and make it 4. And there you go, the display changes to 4. How about I make it now 9? Any number really will cause an immediate dynamic change in the display block. And when I'm ready to stop my simulation, I'm going to want to select this stop icon up here. Click it once. And that's how you set up your model for external mode. How about right now we try displaying some of the proximity values for using the IR sensor on a Mini-Q robot. So what I'm going to do is highlight the stuff that I have right now in the Simulink workplane and press delete. Then I'm going to go back to the Simulink library browser. I'm going to go to the Mini-Q tab, and then I'm going to want to drag in a proximity block. And then what I'll need next is a display block, and you can find that within the Syncs tab. Pull both of those together, connect them. Your model's already set to run in external mode from the previous example, and we can just go ahead and press play. Once again, there's a loading process. We'll see the code generation report when things are all set. So here's the code generation report that pops up when external mode is running on your mini Q. You can just say OK to that. And on the screen here, you'll see, hopefully a change in the display. Yep, there it goes. So my hand is moving back and forth from the mini Q robot, and dynamically you'll see the values change on the display. So looks like when my hand's not even there, the display turns to 0, and as I get closer, it seems like the maximum value it can move to is about 40. So that's a useful thing when you're working with any of the sensors on the mini Q. Set up a sensor attached to a display, plug in the external mode, and then see what kinds of values turn up.